Hey guys, Jason here. In this video, I'm going to give you 3 basic sweep picking exercises. Alright, so let's start out with section 1. And we're going to be playing on the G, B, and E string. I'm going to call out the frets and I'll throw up the tabs for this section here. We're going to be on the 12th, 13th, and 12th. So we're going to go... So what I want you to do if you're new at this is for you beginners, really focus on the sweep picking technique. You don't want to pick each note like... You want that picking hand to kind of just glide down. So you want to sound more like this. It needs to be a very, very smooth sound. The thing about sweep picking is it's not a very aggressive technique. Most of you are metal players if you're on my channel, and we're used to playing all the speed stuff, you know. But sweep picking's a little bit more different than that. You know, yes, it's going to be fast when you build up speed, but there's an elegant approach to the technique itself. So just get that down, get that letting your hand kind of fall, and then just kind of come back up rather than picking each note. That took me a long time to get used to, and that's why I bring that up. So let's go through the first pattern here. So that's pretty simple, and if you're new, you know, stay on that section 1 there. Just practice that over and over and really work on the technique of letting that pick fall and come back up. So now let's move on to section 2. Section 2 of this whole, you know, 3-part sweep picking pattern here is very similar to section 1. The only thing we're changing is that note on the E string. Instead of hitting the 12th fret, we're hitting the 15th fret, as you can see in the tabs. So let's play through that. So again, if you're new, definitely focus on that sweeping technique part of it. I know I'm playing it slow, so it might sound like I'm picking the notes. I'm just trying to play it slower just for the sake of teaching here. But bounce back and forth between section 1 and section 2. And work on playing that smooth. That wasn't the smoothest in the world there, but just work on the technique and work on playing that smoothly. Now for section number 3, and this is the final section, we're basically going to kind of incorporate sections 1 and 2 of this sweep picking pattern, and then we're going to add some more notes to the end of this. So I'm going to play it through kind of slow here, and the tabs are up here as well. So as you can see, we're starting out kind of with section 1, we're incorporating section 2, and then we've got like a finale at the end of that where we're just kind of carrying out the rest of those notes in that progression there. So again, you start out with the G, B, and E string. We're going to be playing frets 12, 13, and 12, but when we get to that 12th fret, we're going to hammer on the 15th fret and then pull off like this. And then we're going to follow back through by going back to that G string. So practice that, because now we're incorporating not only the sweep picking technique, we're also incorporating a hammer on and pull off into that sweep picking pattern. So let's go through that one more time, just that first section there. There are more notes and we're going to get to that, but let's try this again. And that actually sounds real cool when you start getting faster at that technique. You know, you get that hammer on and pull off in there. That adds a lot of flavor to that sweep picking pattern, and it kind of keeps your sweeps from getting old, you know, and old and stale. Because the last thing you want to do is just robotically sweep up and down the neck. Sounds cool for a little bit, but you want to add some flavor in there as well. So let's now incorporate, that was a side note, let's now incorporate the rest of the notes in section 3 here. So I'm going to play it again slow. So After we finish that first part, combining sections 1 and 2, we're going to hit some lower notes. So let's go through it again slow. So we're going, once we hit that last note on the G string on the way back up, we're going to hit the 14th fret on the D string, 15th fret on the A string, and then also on the A string, we're going to slide down to the 10th fret. So again. I do a little slide with my pinky on that 15th fret, but I'm actually hitting that 10th fret with my first finger there. That's kind of a little tricky technique, but if you had questions about that, definitely leave those in the comments and I can explain that more. So let's go through the entire sweep picking pattern here, all 3 patterns. 1, 2, 3. Hey, I can count. So what did you think about those 3 basic sweep picking exercises? If you have any questions, please leave those in the comments. I try to get to all of those and answer all your questions. Now, I do want to encourage you to learn these patterns, but as you get better at them, start adding your own notes to them. Start adding more notes and do those exercises, all over the fretboard. That's how you become a better guitar player and better musician overall. Is, learn a pattern, but then start adding more notes to that. You just use what I give you as a starting point, as a practice guide, and then you build on that from there. And speaking of practice guides, I'm still giving away my free lead guitar practice guide. If you go to jasonsmetal.com, just sign up there and I'll give you my free lead guitar practice guide. It's called Licks of Fire. There's some really cool daily lessons in there that will help you become a better guitar player. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, keep it metal.